Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here to today bring you the review for Vamp the Soul Manga Chapter 30. Now this chapter can be split into three parts, and that's part 1, M2K vs Jaminio, part 2, which revolves around Nick and his sister, and part 3, the aftermath of Mark 2 versus Jaminio. So in the first part, we have, like I said, Mark 2 versus Jaminio, and Jaminio makes very light work of Mark Two. He was very easily defeated. I saw no struggle in it. You can, I guess, argue that maybe there was a bit of struggle because I'm not sure if I'm seeing things correctly, but it seemed like at one point Mark Two ripped out Jaminio's spleen. But for the most part, I would say it was a very easy fight for Jaminio, and he got the W very easily, literally burning up MK2. So he's done, he's gone, he's finished. I guess the bounty hunters are MK2 bounty hunters are no more. But as fun as it was to see MK2 defeated so easily, it did make me question, why did Jaminio go to M2K, go to Mark 2 in the first place? Why did he need his services seemingly when Mark 2 and the bounty hunters are like weaker than him? It just seems a bit pointless and a bit confusing as to why Jaminio would go to them and to do the job for him when he could when he could have done it himself. Laziness, I don't know, but it is a thought that I had. So within part 2, like I said, we have Nick and his sister. So we go from Bexley Heath to London, and now I was like, ooh, that's quite a distance. And I've done that journey myself personally. So I kind of wondered to myself, okay, so how far did Nick's sister actually teleport them? So I did a little quick Google search, and London to Bexley Heath is actually 15 miles. And for those of you who want a better way to judge it by, it's 1 hour driving. So that's quite a distance, and it just made me wonder, okay, what's Nick's sister's range? How far can she teleport? Yeah, it just made me thought that was the first thought I had. So when you go into this bit of the chapter a bit more, you basically just find out that Nick is grateful for his sister for saving him, but he's worried about his friends. He wants to get back to his friends and just make sure that they're a-okay. But before this bit of the chapter runs out and finishes, Nick faints. Obviously, this is due to the exhaustion of using the Magi limit break, obviously. But also during this part of this episode, on Nick's sister's side of things, we basically just find out that she's very protective of him, and I almost kind of wonder, is she going to be not a villain but maybe a bit of an antagonist, because it doesn't seem like she's willing to let Nick go. So that's just a thought that I had, and yeah, I'm just wondering what exactly his sister's game plan is for right now. But they're in London. I'm pretty sure that the corporation, because they end up in the corporation, a corp. I'm pretty sure the corporation was named after the sister. So it makes me wonder, like, you want to know more about the sister. What's her backstory? What's going on for her? We also do learn, sorry, I just remembered this, that Nick's sister has been looking for Nick for many years. I think I said for many years, but for some time. So it made me think, okay, cool. Was Nick's sister being kept away from Nick? And if that is the case, why? So that's another thought that I had during this part of the chapter. And I think I've covered everything about this part of the chapter. So that's part 2 wrapped up. So part 3, the aftermath of Jaminio versus Mark 2. And this is just simple. This is just Anna, Jess's mum, coming to arrest Jaminio. We find out, at least I think I'm right in assuming, that what Jaminio does within this chapter, using Maggie to burn a soul, that's a forbidden technique. It's taboo, that kind of thing. I got those kind of vibes from it, and this is why, probably one of many reasons why Anna approached Jaminio to arrest him. So that's the kind of vibe that I get, and I can understand it. It seems like a very dangerous thing to be able to do. Burning literally souls, that seems a bit dangerous. But we have Anna try to come to attempt to arrest Jaminia. Jaminia's like, you can't stop me kind of thing. And then he's on his way, so rather. So this leads to something that I am questioning now. So after this, we have Anna say she was unable to stop him. And I think, yes, I do think that Jaminia is stronger than Anna, but I also do feel like that Anna understands the gap in the strength way more. And I think James was attempting to show this with the panel of her gripping her weapon. I think that was supposed to be like a fair moment where she's gripping her weapon out of fear, frustration, and being unable to move in this scenario. But what I didn't get was what she said after that, when she goes on to talk about losing her daughter again. When the possibility of losing her daughter again. When was the first time? Because I understand that how in the Jess flashback we learned that the mom wasn't basically a big part of her life after that event that took place, and just based on the fact that we've seen her in previous chapters not too long ago, she's not as distant as I once thought. So maybe something else happened, I don't know, but at least we know that regardless of being separated from Jess, there seems to be still love for her, even though she's not as a big part of her life as she should be, as a true mom should be. But yeah, that's everything I got to say about this chapter. I do believe it deserves a 3-star rating, and like always guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. Most importantly, take care, have a nice day.